Atco Fabs, we's back. Guys, you know, I work, I'm always out doing something. Got something going crazy going on. So, like, you know, I don't always have the time, so I'll be posting a video every 2 weeks. But today, I'm gonna get right into the video. I got a new idea. I'm thinking like quick videos. So, I don't know. Anyway, check it out. Here's my idea. This is a tail light with a little backup light thingy. Okay, right? This needs tail lights, license plate light, and some other shit before I can finish painting the roll bars and the roll cage. Everything's been welded. They're not the greatest, but everything's welded up and ready to go. So we need to fit this thing with some tail lights, and I've got some cool ideas. I don't want to make it just tail light standing out. I want to make it kind of cool. I want to mount that license plate in a way that makes it, you know, kind of rowdy looking, I guess is the right term. I don't know. I want to give it some body, some love. So I got this 4-inch exhaust pipe, and I've got these Blazer tail lights. I got them from Tractor Supply. Check this shit out. Dude. So I've got some wicked ideas for this. Some just cool as shit. So that's what I'm gonna do. And yeah, we're gonna get into that like right now. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna take my 4-inch tube, right? And I wanna get a straight cut right here. So take tape, wrap it around the tube, and match it up. And as long as you match it up correctly, right, you can use this as your straight edge. So I'm gonna hack that little bit of excess off, get rid of that little piece, whatever. Then that'll give me a perfectly flat spot to work from. And then I'll show you the shape that I'm going for and the design I'm going for, because I have to accommodate for this little backup light. So let's get this bitch cut. 4-inch death disc, 4.5-inch technically death disc grinder, cut on the line. That's all I'm gonna do. I've had some people tell me, you don't show enough info. I'm like, okay, sorry. So cut it. So this piece, this tail light right here, right? I want to make a miter cut on that tube, big enough to hide this whole tail light before my end of my miter cut. So this tail light's 2.5 inches. So you guys, what I did is I just moved my tape line back 2.5 inches. After I cut it flush, I went in and took my file, radius file, you know, clean the edge up just so I'm not slicing my fingers all up. And then I laid a piece of tape with my guiding edge right here at 2.5 inches, because I know that's as far in as I want to go. And then I want to have this kind of design on the top of that tail light. So now what I'll do is cut that out. I'll follow the outside of my tape. I'll cut this shape out, and then I'll start kind of goofing with this shape, figuring out what I want it to be. Fortunately enough, these tail lights have a little backup whatever on the ass end of them or bottom of them. So I could take this piece right here and section it out and then slide it over and copy it. And that's going to be the key for me to be able to make that same exact shape. If not, then I'd have to do it out of a template. Okay, so that's the shape I was going for. Like I said, a miter cut. And I laid it out with tape just to get a good look at it over there on the trucky truck. But then I got out the actual chop saw for metal and cut it with a miter. I already shaved a little bit off. You see that piece laying on the table? I shaved that off because obviously you're gonna have to play with what you want and what you want to do with it to make it look right. Check this shit out. This is the look that I'm going for. Bam. So that will sit there, right? And this fancy dancy tail light, sorry, will sit in there like that. So now you have this sweet, fast looking tail light housing. So bam, it's like that. Now I'm gonna cut, I don't know if you can see the pencil marks, but I'm gonna cut that bottom out of this. So that way I have this, the light, or the driving daytime lights on, or whatever the hell, backup lights, whatever you want to call them. So I'm going to notch that out and then make a brace for the back end, and I'll show you what I did. Got one completely done. There you go. See how I notched the bottom in? I notched that bottom for that reverse light, whatever, carriage light, whatever you want to call it. So I'm gonna set this right there so you can see once that goes over and gets mounted to the truck, that driving light will illuminate everything underneath it still. And then it'll be on here. Here in a minute when I weld everything to it, that'll give you a better look, but it'll be like that. Completely done. See how I made that back bracket for it? Now, what I can do is weld that whole assembly onto that cage. And then when you're behind me, you'll get that nice tail light look. It'll look wicked. Look wicked good. All right, so this is what I got. I moved it over here because the bench is a little wet. When I say wet, like there's shit everywhere. So I heat shrinked. I don't know if you can see the two. They did small heat shrink and then I did a big heat shrink over it. And then I took the light apart, spaced it so it's even all the way on the inside. And then I welded it to this. And the reason I welded it to it is because the location in which I want to put this light, there's no way you'd be able to access the bolts in the back to remove the light. So I just went ahead and welded the light to it. So now this is all one piece. And if you ask me, that's kind of nifty. So I got that done. I'm gonna try to move on. Like I said, I gotta make this one real quick, heat shrink that one, get all this one ready. And then I'm going to move on to license plate bracket. I don't know if that'll be today, tomorrow, I don't know what yet, but keep moving on. All right, if you're wondering what's in the background, it's Office Space. I don't really watch it, just on, I couldn't find SpongeBob. License plate bracket. Can you see the lines? I suppose if I cut on these lines equal to both sides, this should make a rectangle. This should fit inside that rectangle. Let's see if I'm correct. Something tells me I'm gonna screw up. Let me get to cutting. Listen, y'all, I'm trying to make you a video that's worthwhile, but this back cage, I'm down to like the small piddly stuff, and there's not a whole lot of major things I'm doing, like putting taillights on and a license plate bracket and just stupid stuff. I need to order some dimple dies for the press. I want to put a piece of metal here and a piece of metal here and dimple die it. I think it'll look rad. But there's not much left, and it's just the small piddly stuff, you guys, and because of that, you know, there's not a whole lot going on. But let me cut out this license plate bracket and see what we do. There we go. I don't know how my corners got so wide, but whatever. You ever have one of those days out in the shop when you're supposed to be doing custom stuff in a place you enjoy it, but you can't get your mind right for some reason? I'm having one of them days. I just can't get my mind to work with me, you know what I mean? I don't know what it is. It's like, I want to be out here, but I don't want to be out here. That makes sense. So, now I'll go through and I will weld all that up and clean all that up. That has to be welded together, and then I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut out the inside of it, like a 1/2 inch or something. I don't know yet, we'll see. So, let me get all that done. I got occupied making the damn thing. I had to turn the welder way down low to get it to weld. Sorry about the view, but I cut this little slit in it. You can see it. Boom. It's like magic. So then that's where the license plate slides in. Okay. Same thing. Taking it out. Just feed it out. It's not tight, it's just got to be right. But I like tight. So now I've got little dimples here and like here. I'm gonna drill those out, put this in there, weld it in place. That license plate will go in, snap over the top of it, and this will hold it in. It'll look cool. I wanted it to look somewhat industrial, kind of different, you know what I mean? So there's the license plate bracket. Let me drill some holes and figure out where I'm gonna put it. Okay, I don't even know where I left that video because it's been so fucking long. You guys, I am the worst at recording. I'm also like, been watching my videos and I'm slow and shitty. So, check it out. The license plate bracket's done. I think that's where I left it. I went back and looked at a little bit of it. I drilled the studs. I got the bolts on it to hold it on place. Now I just got to find a place to put this thing, which I think needs to be right about here. So let's do that, and then we need to cut out cardboard templates for here, here, there. Fill in some areas, make it look slick kitty. So I'm gonna change the battery. We're gonna finish this fucking video, and we're gonna get back to fucking work. So that way I can get this thing on the road, and I want to get the interior done. And we got storms on the way. And the door is open. Nice 80-degree day today. So, let's get back to the show. All right, okie dokie. Okie dokie. Here's what I'm thinking. I know the legality on this isn't like the greatest because of this bar right here. But this has already got a clear light right here. It'll shine down on that. We'll change them to LED bulbs, which will make it even brighter. I like it. I think it'll look good. I don't really want this license plate just all up in your face. So right there's where this plate's going. This is what I'm gonna do with it. Oh well. Until an officer says something. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tack, 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 tack. That way if I need to get this back out, I can. I recommend if you're gonna do some stuff that you don't know the legality on, just kind of, you know, fudge her in there a little bit. So that way if you need to undo it, you can undo it. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let me weld her up and I'll come right back to you guys. Remember, it's not singing, it brings in the Sacagaweas. I don't know what that means. I just heard it on The Simpsons a second ago, so I thought I'd say it. Sounded cool. So, license plate's in. I'll show you here in a second. My battery's getting ready to die. Apparently these batteries suck ass. Let's check it out. This will be plated with dimple dies. That will be underneath it. I like it there. It can't get ripped off. The axle's keeping it from being beaten on too much. It'll light up underneath that dimple die. That'll look good. I like that idea. She's peaches and cream. So, see? I burned it in a little bit. Just sit it there. A couple tacky tacks. You can see it. I understand it's not like straight visible, but I didn't want it to just be up in your face. Look at that storm rolling in, y'all. It's about to get shitty. But let me get these tail lights on and we'll wrap this video up, get to editing. And then next week's Kodiak. You know, I think somehow I've done it again. By the way, the new Tacoma. All right. So see the two tail lights right here? That's what we just did. And then license plate up here. So in this video, we made little housings for these lights up here, give it a little rat rod feel, you guys. And then my two lights down there. This will have a plate here with dimple die. This will have a plate here with dimple die. That'll have a plate there. There'll be a plate here in the next video, next video, next video. Some dimple die work to just kind of break everything up. But that's this video. I'm Brian. It's right here. Madco Fabs. You know what I'm gonna tell you? There ain't nothing to it but to do it right, or at least as close to right as you fucking can. So, I'm gonna enjoy the storm and I'm gonna go edit some video. Good night.